Hey everybody, good morning. This is our daily astrology weather forecast for the 9th of October 2024. And we do not have exact aspects today. What we do have is Jupiter exactly stationary retrograde. The moon is in Capricorn, and that does lend us a steadiness to things. There is a mood of keeping things on the rails with the moon in Capricorn. It's not a day where we are reaching out or reaching far or wide, because there is this more regular force of the moon where we seek steadiness. It feels good to know what's going to happen in the next moment. We do still have the trine in effect between Venus and Mars. It is not exact. It was exact tomorrow. It's still there today, so I have a whisper of it, which brings the harmony between masculine and feminine forces, passive and aggressive forces. There's a really good feeling of harmony here between you and me, what we want and how we get it. So a huge lack of conflict there between desires and the passion that it takes to fuel us in pursuit of that desire. Still in the air today. Not as awesome as it was yesterday. Again, we're still dancing well enough. There's an applying square between Sun and Mars. It's not exact for a couple of days, but there is a tension that's building there regarding different facets of our nature. So the persona and the identity. How do we initially present ourselves, and how do we want to be seen and appreciated and validated on a more personal level? It's basically makes us more reactive and more egoic and more prone to act out of defensiveness rather than be open to seeing what's next. We often just want to shoot from the hip because we want to prevent what's next in case it might rub our ego the wrong way. It really turns us into a bit of a toddler for a while, so we really just need to watch mm, how quickly we are reacting and responding. It's a couple of days where it's like, oh really, is that what you think of me? Well, this is what I think of you. And so it just really does not bring out the best maturity level within us. Jupiter retrograde. I'll pop in and give a bigger comment on this later on today, and I'll stop it on Instagram at some point also and talk about this. Jupiter retrograde has us reconsidering what it is that we find to be a source of wind beneath our wings, what gives us hope. We're reevaluating our beliefs. We're reevaluating what the vision is for us, for our life. And there's a certain groundingness to it, of bringing it down to earth today in particular, and considering if what we want in terms of hopes, dreams, cultural connectivity, is it possible for us? A lot of us are going to be reconsidering our religious affiliations, our political affiliations during this retrograde period, because we're going to be realizing that the type of belief that we have now may not be served by what we have tethered ourselves to. in the past in terms of political affiliations, ideological affiliations. So there's a reconsideration about what kind of stories we share among ourselves, what kind of stories we disseminate, what kind of published information, shared information we choose to consider and take into account and believe. Jupiter becomes more critical, becomes more of a critical thinker as it's going through Gemini. So we're really reconsidering and potentially walking away from some very outdated, restrictive, and ultimately divisive belief systems that keep us from having the kind of happiness that we're really looking for. So I will leave you with that, and I will see you guys later today.